I must say that the way I was raised, I made sure as soon as I got to a strange place, the first thing I looked for was a church family. I made sure that I read my Bible every day. I made sure that I spread the word of God. I made sure that I was with people who had similar beliefs with me. So it helped me growing up in a Christian home, growing up in the church I grew up in. It really helped me and pushed me closer to God.
So if there's one message that you have for new students that are going to be leaving their parents to go to college, and this who has the same background as you, what would you say to them now, and how would you encourage them to maintain?
Well, the first thing I'll tell them is don't, in as much as you're going to get a better education, and no matter how busy your life may get, and all of the distractions that the university life offers you, to not lose focus on God. Okay, I have been in situations that are impossible. Probably I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough resources, or I haven't had enough food, or I have an impossible week ahead of me with exams piling one after the other. And because of my Christian faith and because of my trust in God, I have literally seen God hand in the work in these times of trouble to the point where He cancels exams when I know I'm not ready, you know? So I would encourage young people going off to school, especially if you were raised in a Christian household, to not because your parents aren't there or somebody isn't after you to go to church, to for you to stop going. Continue. Maybe you may end up in a church that you like better over there and end up staying. But it's always good to have that encouragement, that Christian encouragement near you, the church family near you, also to continuously feed your soul with the word of God. Because trust me, university can really challenge you, and people who are not feeding their souls with the word of God, they may not necessarily survive in that environment.
Okay. So the students that you're dealing with now, and I know you have a class that just graduated from,
Right.
have you given them the same, encouragement?
Oh, definitely. Yes, I've spoken to them time and time again, especially as I said earlier. I spoke to them about living their lives right, living their lives based on the word of God, because the Bible is such an old book, but it's such a modern book. It guides you in every path of life. Financially, it tells you how to spend, it tells you how to eat, it tells you how to live. So I really hope that they remember some of my words and that they take it with them. And definitely, yes, I always spoke to them about that.
That is good. That is really good to know. And it brings me to a very broad topic right now. You have a very deep love for music.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to me about the music that you're in.
Oh, my music life is honestly my people tell me that music is my side job, but I tell them no, it's my main job because I live for music. I grew up in a musical family. I have four siblings. My brothers, I'm the last of four. My eldest brother, he's a singer on the cruise ship. I have a sister who sings as well, and I have a brother who is, well, his main instrument is the guitar, but he plays everything. He does studio work. So growing up, I have really learned what music can do for you, both just as a hobby and what it can do for you professionally. So it really made me appreciate music in a way that very few people understand. I mean, I grew up in a home where my brothers would introduce me to all various genres of music, and I would use it based on my mood. If I've just woken up in the morning, what type of music I listen to is very important. I love something inspirational or something uplifting. Even while I'm in the shower, I must listen to music. So yeah, I really have a great passion for music.
So can you say that music is life? Explain that for me.
Of course, music is life. I myself, I try to speak to my students when I have them, showing them the importance of music in their lives. A lot of times people are angry and they don't know how to control their anger. My brother, for example, he got into music simply because my mom remembered David, and when he was angry, he used to go and play his harp. So my mom decided to buy a guitar for him, right? So it just shows how important music is to me. So if I'm stressed out and I need a vent, I would go with my saxophone and just blow and just play it out. And a lot of the times that helps a lot. Sometimes even I'm sick, and by the time I get in two notes, I'm feeling better. I even forgot I'm sick. So yeah, music is definitely a way of life for me. Growing up in my household, my siblings has also taught me how far music can take you. Many of my siblings, they have traveled all over the world playing music. It has met, shown them places they never thought they would have reached. Also, it has introduced them to all ethnicities of people. They have also learned the professional life of music, where you gain so much money for something that you love, and that in itself is a blessing from God. So the music life, it can be difficult at times, but it is definitely worth it.
But why the saxophone?
Oh well, the saxophone and I, it began with my mom and I. We are lovers of a sitcom, the Steve Harvey show. um in the beginning of that sitcom, Steve Harvey plays a role of a music teacher, and he plays the saxophone. And at the beginning of the sitcom, they would show this guy playing saxophone, and every time I saw it, as a child, my eyes would light up and say like, "Wow, this instrument is really amazing." So one day I was at secondary school at the time, and the school of St. Lucia School of Music came, and I saw this guy playing the saxophone, and I was like, "Whoa, that's the instrument!" And it just went from there. I called my mom immediately and told her, like, they're teaching us saxophone. They're teaching us all types of instruments, but the saxophone is included, and I really want to play that instrument. My mom was like, we don't really have the money to send you to music lessons, but just take the number, give them your number, and apply and go. And I just went ahead, and not too long after that, I got a scholarship at the School of Music to study my saxophone for free. I was in all types of bands, concert bands, orchestras, jazz bands, solo bands, and it just went from there.
So it also takes me back to another question. Seeing that we're on the music and you understood your Christian walk then, is on the Christian side of your music, is it a wellness for your soul? And
Oh,
how?
definitely. Growing up, I learned a lot of hymns just by my mom singing on a Sunday afternoon. She knew a lot of old hymns, so I really understood what these hymns meant as I grew up. I have the words plastered in my brain. I don't need to use a hymnal to sing. I know the words. So because of me understanding the meaning of these hymns, it translates in my playing, that when I'm actually playing, whether it be a hymn or a gospel song, or I'm simply just performing at church, I understand the value of whatever words are being sung. And even if my saxophone, you don't hear the words, I express it because I'm meditating on the words in my head. And a lot of the times you find individuals coming up to me and saying they really appreciate the song because they felt closer to God at the time. They just felt the true meaning of the song. And that in itself is an encouragement to me.
Okay, so it's a true, deeply rooted, it's inside. You
Yes, it
feel
is.
it.
It's very much in me. Um, I try my best as a result of that to evangelize a lot. I mean, when I went to Barbados, I couldn't play as often because of how rigorous my school degree was, but I did play at church. In St. Lucia, I'm involved in a lot of gospel concerts, gospel outreaches. Even when I travel over to America, I play at a lot of churches. Yeah, I make sure I can evangelize through my saxophone as much as possible.
Okay, that's good. That's very nice to hear. So, now that you have dealt with your soul with the music, I want you to tell me if you have ever dealt with any form of obstacles in your Christian walk, and tell me how you get over them.
In my Christian walk, my obstacles have always been probably peer pressure, right? Um, Sometimes you find yourself with friends that are not Christians, and just what's going on around you, you're not comfortable. But being a Christian, knowing what is right, knowing what not to partake in, right, has really helped me. And I can say comfortably that I don't really have a challenge. I have not really been stuck in a situation that is horrible simply because I live by the word of God, right? I have always taken my first example from the Bible and I choose to live that way. So any obstacles that come my way, I know exactly how to handle it. And if not, I know who to speak to handle these obstacles.
So, started at such a young age, and you're still very young. I want you to tell me one thing that has kept you so rounded, or maybe you have many things that have kept you rounded, but there has got to be something that has kept you. What is it that you would like to share with others?
Well, I should say my mom is one of the major factors in that. She always advises you, no matter what situation you're in, whether it be a difficult exam or an argument you had with a friend or whatever decision you want to make, the first thing she says is go to God, right? And I have two role models as well. I have my pastor is someone where his messages are not one to make you feel good, but his messages are always one to challenge you. It makes you really evaluate your Christian life and make you think whether you're going down the right road or the right path. So I appreciate that about my pastor so much. He also has a personal interest in me, where he supports my music background. He has always invested in whatever I need. Okay, so that is why I am also um, I have also kept in line because there are people checking up on me.
Okay, so what's your pastor's name, may I ask?
Pastor Marcellus Henry.
And what's the name of your church that you attend?
Oh, I attend the Deliverance Baptist Church. I've been going there all my life. I was born in the church actually. Um, yeah, that's my home church.
Is there any other mentor that you would like to mention?
Oh, definitely. I have Mr. Gilbert Jefferson. He was my neighbor, he's no longer my neighbor, but we still keep in constant contact. He's just one where I can look at his life both professionally and as a Christian. He has found a formula to merge the two, merge his Christian life with his professional life. He's a well-known businessman in St. Lucia. He treats people well. He has respect for his clients, and that in itself is a testimony to me that even if you're in business, you don't have to be in the dirty type of business to be successful. He's one where he has acquired a lot, and it's not through greed or disrespect, but it's because he puts his trust in God. He's a very giving individual, and I admire that. He also has an exemplary family life, and that in itself I appreciate because he has taken me as one of his own as well. So just having that relationship with him has been one where I say I want to push myself forward. I want to get the proper education. I want to live a Christian life. I want to have a family in the future and treat them the way I see him treating
Question would be
his.
any encouragement for anyone your age who would like to be like you?
Oh, well, anybody in a Christian musician academic life, I would tell them to persevere. Learn how, first of all, to time manage your time, right? And the challenge I've faced just as an individual having two professions is time management. Time management is very important from your early life all the way to your senior life, right? I learned how to have cue cards on bus heading to gigs with notes on it. Okay, I had to teach myself these things. I had to learn the discipline that when I get home is not just put everything away and go and sleep or go and watch TV. I had to make sure that I put myself in books. And that in itself, I could say, is not a easy task, even to my life presently. Coming from work, I have what you call gigs in hotels. I'm an entertainer. So I should have had the discipline from early when I come from work to just get back in the groove of things and work towards my goal. So for somebody that is aspiring to be a musician or an artist and as well have a professional life, I would tell them time management is very important. On the Christian aspect, however, I'd like to encourage them that not everything you see people go, people do, or places people go just for money or for the love of their art is for you. You need to have boundaries for yourself. You need to know what you're worth. You need to know what values you carry, what morals you have. Okay? So as a musician, I ensure that I'm not seen on certain stages. Right? But if you are a Christian, you should know what you stand for and that you should keep focused, and God will have his way to bring people into your lives, to bring material wealth into your life. God has his way, God has his plan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lovence. Again, I want to tell you thanks for sharing with me this evening. It has been really, inspirational, and I look forward to seeing you or hearing from you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Bibi, your host again, reminding you to join me again next time as we laugh, cry, or even reimagine all the things that we can be. But most of all, I ask you to keep your humanity, your spirituality, and your Christianity intact, knowing that God is the source and the strength of all your life. And without him, we can do nothing. Thank you.